even near Sylvana, where they're used to the flooding.
This is more than normal.
This stands out.
Oh, what a mess.
For Craig Backlund
Hi.
and his wife Robin, it's
cleanup day, yep. Call all hands in. We're all family members.
I've been doing this ever since I was a kid, so
here they know what to expect.
it's just routine at this point.
From the property, they can see another problem, roads underwater.
That truck was actually out in the middle of the road.
Here, one driver after another is making a decision about whether to break the rules and cross the road.
You know, you always get the thrill seekers, I guess you could call it.
You know, when it looks like a river, I'm not going to go ahead and drive through it.
This driver made it.
Everyone's got to do what feels right to them.
And so did this one.
If it was another 3 to 6 inches deeper, I might have turned around.
But not this driver.
They said they don't want to be rescued and they're fine there, and they want to bring their buddies out here with kayaks and a rope to help pull them out. There's an RCW for violating road restrictions, and it'll cost them $432.
Shauna Cosby has witnessed scenes like this firsthand.
We're not here to part the Red Sea, man.
Drivers desperate to cut through and get to work. And there's plenty to do at Sylvana Meats.
Just clean up after the flood. A lot of hours of chipping ice, oh yeah.
It's a mess that outmatched this heavy-duty hammer.
Broke the sledgehammer.
The town is dealing with the same thing we are, cleanup day.
Here it's so common, they've even come up with sweatshirts.
It says Savannah Flood Club with a farmer on it.
With a cow in a canoe.
With a cow in a canoe. It's kind of fun.
Fun and a tradition for this family.
We would rather be doing something else than this, but that's okay. That's, you know, it's all part of it.
Busy weekend.
It's a weekend where so many fans find themselves in the same spot.
We didn't know. When we bought the tickets, my mom bought the tickets a while ago, so we didn't know.
They didn't know Seattle's Soto neighborhood would be like this.
It was a mess. We came through yesterday, the border. It took us 4.5 hours to get here.
These fans drove from Vancouver, BC.
Crazy. It's a Blue Jay takeover.
We're excited.
And this couple took the light rail.
The train's right there. You hop on it. Easy ride. And they come every 10 minutes. You miss one, you wait 10 minutes, you get another one. You're good to go.
They did it to avoid pricey parking.
Yesterday it was $107 at the garage. I went, oh no, wait a minute. I could buy a lot of stuff for $107.
More than we paid for the tickets to the game.
Not far from the ballpark.
Are you guys recording for Taylor Swift's documentary for the Eras Tour?
It's a Taylor takeover.
Oh, man.
We're here for Blue Jays.
Fans are having a friendly face-off.
I'm here for Taylor.
I'm definitely not here for Taylor.
Passionate about why they're here.
Because it's baseball. You have to do it.
Who cares about baseball? Taylor's in town, right?
No. Blue Jays.
Hashtag Swiftie for life. Yes.
No.
If you want to go.
Go somewhere
I'll
else.
trade you. Baseball tickets for Taylor Swift tickets. Anyone let me know.
Concert gear is for sale, steps away from baseball jerseys on a weekend that's already proving to be memorable.
I've lived down here for 18 years and I have not seen this many events with the Bite, Taylor, the Mariners, the Capitol Hill Block Party, Fremont Seafest Festival. It's all going on this weekend.
Here you go, Blue Jays first. Thank you. Taylor Swift last.
So much, all at once.
Seattle doesn't know how to do city planning, so they need to talk to Leslie Knope.
Thousands are weaving their way through.
Sometimes as a fan, you just do what you got to do, right?
With all of these events colliding,
All about the Blue Jays, but we do love Taylor.
We love Taylor Swift.
it has some in this neighborhood hoping.
We are never
Ever,
getting back together.
like ever. Perfect.
We are going to show you what's happening this morning with my new friends. This is Bo. He is in orbit around me right now. So I am Earth. Bo is the moon. He's in orbit, clearly. By the way, oh no, we lost our moon. Good job, Bo. So if you remember, I just introduced you to Cindy about half an hour ago. She's a local woman. She told you she was going to be coming down here to meet up with her nephews. Well, I found her nephews. So they're going to help me demonstrate to you what is happening with this eclipse today. So basically, we have Earth, we have our moon in orbit, and Bo, stop! Right there. When the moon is between the sun and Earth, we get this eclipse. Okay, so now we're going to take a closer look. Everybody, we have our balls. Okay, so Bo, you are now holding up planet Earth. Hold this up, okay. And this is Miles, his older brother. Miles is holding the sun. We're going to use our imagination here, everybody. This is the moon. So when the moon stops between Earth and the sun, depending on how close or far it is from the sun, that's how much of an eclipse we'll get. So when we get a total eclipse, the moon is closer to Earth, so it blocks more of the sun. When it's a little bit farther, which is what we're seeing today, it's not a total eclipse, it's an annular eclipse. So we get a ring of fire. There's still going to be a little bit of that sun that you can see around it. So that's what we're expecting here. Good job, boys. High five. High five. Oh, there we go. Dog toy high five. There we go.
In the darkness of the morning, before the sun has had a chance to rise.
There's a telescope. That's one of them, yeah.
People are gathering.
People lined up on that road all night long.
Choosing a place.
North Pole Belt right there, you think?
Full of empty space to watch, to remember.
These are stickers to celebrate the day.
A few minutes in time.
The moon will cover the sun, but not all of it.
An annular solar eclipse.
And where's the focus knob?
A lesson Auntie Cindy is teaching her nephews.
Oh, there you go. You're using the focus knob. You're learning all kinds of ways to operate the telescope. Good job, bud.
Who are hungry to learn. Wow. On this cold morning, most are praying for a miracle.
Let's just hope the weather cooperates.
When daylight should be breaking through.
Well, right now, the thickest cloud is right where the sun should be.
Mother Nature has a different idea.
Wow.
Clouds. Yeah, pretty much that's what we're seeing right now.
But still,
part of the fun is just showing up and seeing what happens.
No one loses hope.
Oh, the sun just peeked out a little bit up top there.
And with just minutes.
It's 9:06 right now.
Until the full annular eclipse.
Oh, come on.
A miracle.
It's getting darker all the way across the horizon.
The sun breaks free from behind the lingering clouds, only to be blocked again, but this time...
Oh my gosh! Or the sun came out, the clouds parted just in time.
It's welcomed.
That's the sun and the moon covering it.
And for a few fast minutes...
We're looking at the dark side of the moon, so it was only appropriate to play a little Pink Floyd while doing this.
This empty space feels full.
It's only happened a couple times in my life, and so I gotta savor the moment and just truly enjoy it.
Full of hope.
I've been crying the whole time.
Full of gratitude.
Thanks, Mom, for
you're welcome.
making us get out.
Yes.
Full of unity.
Just the wonder of nature and how different everything can be, and just when things align, I mean, it's just beautiful.
And just as fast as it starts.
Almost not a full ring, almost over.
These fleeting moments are quick to pass.
Overwhelmed by, the natural forces that are far more significant than we are.
Oh, look at that.
A space that was once dark and empty, now left full and bright.
It just makes my heart flutter.
These feelings continuing into the daylight. The calls of a fire in a building on Lake City Way started coming in.
Smoke and flames coming from the alpha side.
Now a complete loss.
I'm just waiting for that wall to collapse.
The City of Seattle Fire Department said the structure was too unstable for crews to fight from the inside.
What do I see? A mess. An absolute mess.
This is no surprise for Ian McGlynn.
It'd be nice that if it gets now removed.
Who has watched this building sit abandoned for years.
It's almost inevitable. It's been vacant so long, it's almost inevitable that something like this would happen. Look at the amount of water, that's insane.
Water that flooded into his business, fast flashings down the road.
It's like the debris from a river.
He's closed today. The machines can't run until the water is cleared. And his isn't the only business impacted.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday are our busiest days of the week.
But Jay Hausen, who owns Goody's Mediterranean Market, had to let some of his employees go for the day.
But a lot of people called this morning. They cannot come in, they cannot get in. So at least, with this one side open, that will help.
Lake City Way Northeast was closed for hours. The northbound lane opened back up around noon.
Thank God they were able to put it out mostly, and thank God everybody's safe, no one is hurt.
At this point, it's unclear what caused the fire.
It'd be nice that if it gets now removed, because now it'll be less of a mess.
Demolition is now the only option.
We can file on nothing now.
Did you sleep last night?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Christmas morning, a birthday party, and the first visit from the Tooth Fairy, all in one.
I think about her all the time.
Everyone at Revel Issaquah has been looking forward to to this day.
Claude has a very special guest coming over.
But no one has waited as long as Claude.
I have not seen her since 1958. That's her. She won the prettiest lady on campus when she went to college. And they would bus the girls up to Fort Devens for dances. And that's how I met her.
Claude and Marita spent just 4 weekends together in 1953, right before he shipped off to Germany with the Army. They never talked again until Claude found Marita's phone number in 2009.
I said, "You can't guess who this is." She said, "Claude Frabel?" Amazing. And she had remembered my voice for that length of time.
They chatted regularly and exchanged pictures of their families, but haven't seen each other since the 1950s.
She just is flying in right now to SeaTac.
Claude landed this special date thanks to help from his independent living community. Marita lives at Revel in Scottsdale, Arizona, and the company paid for this reunion.
70 years of anticipation.
And after all that waiting, Marita showed up 20 minutes early.
That's what you're waiting for.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Hold on. I gotta put a microphone on you.
Even the guest of honor can't wait.
Hold on.
Did you see how excited she was?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is cute. Hey, Claude.
It's time.
Your sweetheart's here.
Finally.
Let's go get her.
It's happening.
Welcome, welcome.
It's been a lifetime. A moment.
It's kind of exciting.
Where's Claude?
7 decades in the making.
I really am trying not to cry. I know you do.
Oh, God. So good to see you. Oh, what a beautiful moment.
It's sweet. It's a sweet story. They haven't seen each other in 70 years. Yeah.
Their spouses have passed. They have grandchildren. Marita survived brain and lung cancer.
Well,
so much to talk about.
I was so fortunate to, you know, a little old farm kid from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, he was a tall and very handsome and a good dancer.
This story will not end with a wedding. These two long-lost lovers are going to keep things simple and just stay friends.
I'm just glad to see him again. And the fact that we are both old.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Happy birthday, dear Cricket. Happy birthday to you and many more.
What did you love most about her?
She had a nice laugh. It would make me smile just to hear her laugh. She was a strong individual.
You're never touching me again.
So these are our wedding photos. I like that photo of us. I think it kind of captures the emotion. I'm Dwight Guy. Greg Guy was my wife. We were married over 30 years when she was killed. When it was stormy, she liked going out and watching the wave action. She was out to walk Alki, and the last communication I actually have from her is a text saying, you know, the waves aren't doing much, nothing was happening, and she was going to start heading home. So on the way home, she went and she stopped at the viewpoint. About 9 o'clock that night, I started thinking, well, she should have been home by now. Started, you know, wondering where she was, what was going on.
Dwight drove to where he thought she might be, but he didn't drive south enough on Beach Drive. And if he did, he would have seen her car parked right here.
I called 911 and made a missing persons report. And I happened actually to open up my computer, and I was looking, and there was a report, and it might have been King 5.
For the people who live here along Beach Drive in West Seattle, it has left them a little unnerved.
People on the ferry seen a body, and I'm like, oh crap, I bet that's her. Something happened. 2 detectives showed up at my door, where I saw the guy in the suits, and I opened the door. They confirmed that it was her. The way they said it, it was random. Came up behind her, slit her throat. No reason for it, no cause, just opportunity. It's like, why would someone do that? There was a little disbelief, but a lot of anger. Sadness, of course. She's gone.
It's been nearly 11 years since Grigette Guy was killed, and shortly after her murder, a vigil was held in the community. Seattle police tell me every year since, they've investigated this.
What happened here in 2012?
Around 8 p.m. or a little bit later, she was attacked. The next morning, her body was recovered about a quarter mile to the north. As of right now, we have no eyewitness to exactly what happened when Grigette Guy was attacked. It's just a lot of questions that we need to answer.
Just a random attack on a random woman at a random park in West Seattle.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I don't know that it'll ever be solved.
While Dwight has his doubts after it's been so many years since Grigette was killed, Detective Norton tells me this is a solvable case.
I don't like the term cold case. Actually, it's a point because I think it puts a value judgment on an investigation or maybe suggests a lack of activity. And that's certainly not the case in many older investigations. It's true, many of these are old, they've gone unsolved for years, but that doesn't mean that hasn't been activity.
She was torn from our lives. We were together so long, she was a part of me. I mean, it feels like a part is missing. Little things like just not hearing her laugh, not seeing her smile. I mean, it's all gone. There's nothing there. So there's just a void.
They say home is where the heart is. But what's a heart without a home? What's a heart without hope? For Manny Dunham, the answer is to roll with the punches. Manny is a former boxer who now coaches in Ballard at Nomad Boxing, has a group of 20 regulars who want to become fighters. They've come to the right place.
One of the most powerful punches I've ever felt.
They're learning from someone who's been fighting his whole life.
Oh, I'll shed blood before I shed tears.
Manny is the third oldest of 14 siblings. His parents split when he was a teenager.
Well, I've been living by myself since I was 16 up in Alaska, going to high school, and I was kind of sleeping out of my van, probably like 30 below weather sometimes and stuff like that, so I used to sleep under my laundry, right?
His dad had moved to California. His mom would eventually do the same to go to culinary school. Money was tight, so Manny decided to stay behind.
I was working a full-time job at the age of 14, working at Burger King. Illegal, but you know, it was what it was and stuff. I knew the manager.
Manny also knew he wasn't long for flipping burgers. Throwing Whoppers was more his style.
Because I wasn't just the average boxer. I came in to hurt you.
First, he needed to work off a few of those burgers.
The first thing it gave me was a six-pack, and then I never went back because I was a little chubby boy.
47, 48. Then he needed to get serious, 50, and someone in Seattle would help him get there.
Coach Bumblebee. Coach Bumblebee is the only reason why I came down here.
Willie Briscaray, or Coach Bumblebee if you knew him, convinced Manny to move to Seattle when he was 18. He's since passed away, but he thought Manny had what it took to rise up the ranks. Coach Bumblebee had Manny stinging like a bee after a few years of training. In 2012, Manny got as high as number 6 in the country for amateur boxers in the 140-pound weight class. The gym felt like home. It was also about to be his only home. Manny had gotten his first apartment, but his roommate couldn't afford to pay any more.
And then I come home from work and all his stuff is gone.
At the height of his boxing career, Manny had to sleep in a parking garage at a local TV station.
It was a dark room that nobody else used. I ain't gonna lie, man, I ain't afraid of the dark, but man, I was afraid of the dark.
Then somewhere else a few weeks later.
Then I started sleeping in the storage unit during the daytime. I was embarrassed about my situation.
Embarrassed, but still emboldened by boxing.
Because I still went to the gym every day. Even being homeless, I just kept telling myself, this is just gonna add on to your legacy.
It was around this time that Manny met his now wife, Swatika. The first date was memorable.
And I took it to a pub restaurant, real fancy looking one. Notice I said looking.
The first sleepover was unforgettable.
She came over to stay at night one time, it was hilarious.
Manny had moved in with Coach Bumblebee.
We went up to his room and I was like, where's your bed? And he was like,
I said, well, I don't sleep on beds, I sleep on the floor.
And I was like, what do you mean? Where am I sleeping?
I was like, pick a corner.
The happy couple eventually moved into a place of their own in 2013, but it was no laughing matter. Manny had just turned pro and was looking for his first match.
You would have put me against Mike Tyson, I would have took the fight. I was that hungry for a fight, for a pro fight.
Instead, he met his match with yet another house that wasn't a home.
I started getting sick and having to go back and forth to the hospital. And I kept trying to train my behind off, and the more I trained, the more sick I got. They ended up doing throat surgery on me. It turned out I was sleeping under black mold for 8 months and didn't know about it.
The operation derailed Manny's boxing career, which ended without a single pro fight.
Not too tight.
But it led to the start of a new fight.
Not just being a coach on the inside of the ring, but actually be a coach on the outside of the ring as well.
It's a coaching approach that's helped 48-year-old Mark Dunlap.
I was making all kind of wrong choices. A lifetime of incarceration, a lifetime of addiction, and a lifetime of just being a knucklehead.
Mark said he knew staying physically fit would keep him mentally fit.
Quit smoking, quit drinking, quit using drugs. I'll be here every day.
You got it right. Oh, get it right.
Mark and Manny's relationship goes even deeper.
I was state raised, so I've never even had any father, any mother.
So Manny's been his father figure, a father in more ways than one.
Is this the boxing gym? I come here to box. Right now it's at church. Come on in, let's go. Hey.
Every Sunday, the gym transforms.
Amen.
A Sunday mass that Manny leads, many of his students filling the seats.
He opened the door for me and let me in and gave me a place to go, gave a place to be, a place to change.
Ever since then, I tell him all the time, I'm like, look, I can put hands on you, I can lay hands on you. Which one? Which one?
For Manny Dunham, it was a lifetime of fight or flight.
Glory to God.
He's now doing both. Still fighting the good fight as a coach.
It's the punch you don't see that's gonna knock you out. Let's go, hands up. No more sorrows.
And rising to new heights as a preacher.
Sometimes you need to go through the mud. Sometimes you need to be brought down and humbled in order to be lifted up.
And that's why I always push you. Right?
Manny's heart has found a home.
No problem, Chip.
A heart.
The whole world was like a boxing gym. There'll be no more fighting.
That's now whole.
It's the evidence of it.
With photojournalist, I'm Jake Garcia.
That's a blessing, amen.
King 5 Sports.
Thank you.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
A new beginning after years apart.
COVID took a lot of our elders out.
To a practice that started long ago, connects those paddling today to those who came before.
That's all we ever want is our people to come together.
Sunny Boy Summers is among the skippers passing lessons on to the next generation.
What we'll do is start in the front like we practice.
Like they were passed to him.
This is about the people of the canoe families, the people of our tribes, and this is where we go to tell our stories, to sing our songs, and listen to our ancestors on the water. It's just amazing to reconnect the way our ancestors did in time memorial.
Summers was 17 for the first canoe journey of this kind, then called Paddle to Seattle in 1989.
A special celebration by descendants of the state's first citizens.
Duwamish Tribe Chair Cecile Hansen says she helped host at the request of organizer Emmett Oliver and is honored to see it grow through new generations.
I think that my uncle would be delighted to see that many canoe families and canoes are coming this year in 2023. It's a wow feeling.
A feeling of connection from the past to present to what's next, shared by many.
It's peaking, it's brimming, I'm holding back tears. It's just beautiful, you know.
Just seeing all the little ones to the elders, you know, coming out here and doing what our ancestors did at once.
Our ancestors are definitely out there with us, guiding us and helping us get to our destination.
Does everybody have their paddles?
Summers, too, has his ancestors in mind as he leads the Duwamish canoe family's vessel toward water.
Y'all ready?
On a trip so many others are taking, too.
We give thanks for hosting our canoe family. As we leave here this day, we give thanks for your hospitality.
Jump off when you're ready. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your gratitude, generosity. Oh, paddles in.
Tribes from across the region and beyond unite and journey to a number of hosting tribal lands.
Oh.
This year's final destination, Days of Protocol, hosted by Muckleshoot.
Oh.
Restorative for those paddling and those watching.
It's just heartwarming to see.
As the Duwamish tribe's boat docks at Alki.
The Duwamish canoe family is here.
They rejoin other tribes.
And it's been all coming to this, and it's just been amazing.
Ready to partake in more acts of community.
It's been way too long. Years and years we've been waiting for this canoe journey. Now we're hosting. We want to show everybody, show them the hospitality that we have.
This year's return of the tradition, a reminder of the first event decades ago, celebrating a way of life.
And the energy is just so powerful because it was lost for a few generations. And now that it's back and it's growing, it's getting stronger, I love being a part of this.
Bringing tribes together to share their stories.
It's all about bridging relationships and coming in the spirit of the journey.
And remind those living here today of those who knew this land first.
Keeping who we are as a people alive is just overpowering.
Erica Zucco, King 5 News.
Okay. Wait, when do we start?
What was good about 2023, Paige?
Something good that happened.
Oh, I can think of that.
That the life was so good.
2022 kind of got back to normal, but 2023, I feel like we're kind of making up
right
for all the time we didn't get to.
Yes.
People were basically getting out and interacting with other people, which was nice.
Really, when I walk around, I don't really see like people wearing masks.
My health is wonderful after a cardiac history, and it got fixed, and I am grateful every day that I get up and I have a healthy life. Yeah. Have you gone any place?
We went on a bunch of trips. Yeah. I went to Arizona to play basketball with my friends. Italy. Yeah.
I was actually in Europe.
Germany.
I went to Omaha.
And we went to McDonald's.
Well, this was both bad and good. I came down with COVID near the end of it, and I got isolated for 19 days. But I said, what am I going to do with these 19 days? And what I did is learn Spanish.
Can you converse in Spanish, or can you?
No, je parle français.
I'm happy that Travis Kelce actually found someone to be dating. Taylor Swift.
What was bad in 2023?
What was bad in my life is that I bit my lips. There's probably something worse than that.
And I think the world is in chaos.
We had basically a polarized political agenda.
Like the wars and stuff for Israel and like Ukraine. Gun violence.
I think I'm particularly concerned about the whole women's reproduction rights.
Forest fires.
The issues with drug addiction and mental illness.
This past year was, both of my parents passed away.
That we don't get to be all the time with our family. Nope, there's nothing worse than that.
In 2024,
I want people to start being kind and respectful.
I hope people find a job or a lifestyle that brings them joy.
What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to join my school basketball team. I want to be a designer for clothes. Saving people from cancer. I want to be a dinosaur.
I'm hopeful. I have confidence in the next generation that's coming.
I will probably try to be more kind. I want the world to be peaceful and responsible and safe. Happy endings. Happy endings.
Yeah, they will figure it out. Just as we try to and fail, they will try and fail too. But in the end, I think we're in good hands.